Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Kevaradari Yashodanandana Bhaja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari. This morning we will be reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 5, the course of all courses, text 22. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kalat Kuna Vyatikara Parinama Svabhavataha Karmano Janma Mahata Pusadishtitat Adbhut. Word for word translation and word for word translation and purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Kalat, from eternal time. Guna Vyatikara, transformation of the modes by reaction. Parinama, transformation. Svabhavata, from the nature. Karmana, of activities. Janma, creation. Mahata, of the Mahatattva. Purusha Adhishtitat, because of the Purush incarnation of the Lord. Adbhut was generated. That translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. After the incarnation of the first Purush, Karanarnavasai Vishnu, the Mahatattva, or the principle of material creation, is generated, and then time is manifested, and in course of time the three qualities appear. Nature means the three qualitative appearances. They transform into activities. Purport. By the omnipotency of the Supreme Lord, the whole material creation evolves by the process of transformation and reaction one after another. By the same omnipotency, they are wound up again one after another and conserved in the body of the Supreme. Kala, or time, is synonymous with nature and is a transformed manifestation of the principle of material creation. As such, Kala may be taken as the first cause of all creation, and by transformation of nature, different activities of the material world become visible. These activities may be taken up as the natural instinct of each and every living being, or even of the inert objects, and after the manifestation of activities, there are varieties of products and byproducts of the same nature. Originally, these are all due to the Supreme Lord. The Vedanta Sutras and the Bhagavatam thus begin with the Absolute Truth as the beginning of all incarnation, Shanmadi Yasya Yataha, Srimad Bhagavatam 1:1:1. read the verse again. Kala guna vyatikara parinama svabhavatam karmano janma mahata purusadhistitat adbhut. Translation. After the incarnation of the first Purusha, Karanarnavasai Vishnu, the Matattva, or the principle of material creation, is generated. And then time is manifested. And in course of time, three qualities appears. The three qualities appears. Nature means the three qualitative appearances. They transform into activities. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Janansana Shanakaya Chaksuranmeritam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namah Chitchaitanyamanovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svamrapakadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shigo Shiyuda Padakamalam Shigum Vaishnavam Sam Shirupam Sagajatam Saganarnatam Vitam Tam Sativam Satvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganalita Shivishakam Vitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Chatpate Gopesha Gopra Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kansna Gahi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhani Sutadevi Pranamama Haripriya Franka Kalpta Visha Kripa Sindhi Visha Pavna Pavana Bhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namo Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskachai Desatarini Srila Prabhupada Ki. So here, for the first time in the Bhagavatam, the creation is described. Brahma has experience with the creation, so he's the best person to speak about it. For us, it is outside the scope of our sensory perception. We can not perceive these things, not know these things, unless Brahma tells it to us. But Brahma is experience. It is a Buddha Grama Saivayam Buddha Paliyate Ratyagame Vasaparta Prabhavat Yagach Agame. This is Bhagavad Gita 8:19. There Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, again and again when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. So with that part of the creation, Brahma is experience, personal experience. But that's only one part of the creation. This part is called Visarga. But there are three other parts. The first part of the creation is the Mahatattva, the principle. That must first be there. And then the second part starts with when time and the living entities are injected. Time is the glance of the Lord, which is Lord Shiva, is injected. And then the second part starts, which is a sarga. The sarga, it's like you make bread, you need flour, you need maybe yeast of sourdough, you need some salt, and you need water. You need ingredients to make the bread. So first the ingredients are created, and then the dough is made. Then the activities are going on. So yes, that's the first stage is the principle, the Matattva. The second is the Sarga. All the ingredients are created by interaction with the modes. And then the next stage is the Visarga, creating of living entities by Brahma. And the fourth stage is the Manus, who will help with the creation. So these are all different stages in this creation. And in every stage, especially the first three stages, that different kinds of demigods are created. Sometimes we think, Brahma has created all the demigods, but it's not true. That's because this creation, understanding this creation is important. Because, Brahma explains it to Narada Muni, but then in the third canto, we have Maitreya Muni explaining the creation to Vidura again with more details. And then at the end of the same canto, fundamental principles of material nature, Kapila Dev again explains it. And then later we are also the Manus world with the creation. We are, of course, the Prajapatis, and so on. So it's a whole process with 4 big stages, this creation. But like as we mentioned yesterday, it's very important to understand this, because this creation explains how the living entity become entangled in matter. If you understand the cause why we are in this material world, how it became attached, and brought into illusion, because the cause of the creation is the desire of the living entity. The desire, bhunkte praktijan gunam. That's trying to enjoy matter, that matter. Krishna says we are higher energy, superior energy, but we try to control the inferior energy. And that doesn't give us any happiness or satisfaction. Only it's to kalanama sasvatam, the whole process. So we have to become Krishna conscious means changing our desire. That is important to understand this point. The creation in this verse, it happens by parinam, transformation. Transformation starts from the moment Mahavishnu puts his glance. That his glance is Lord Shiva, and injects the living entities and time. So time changes everything. But the impetus is the desire of the living entities. It starts to change. So the principle is Matattva. It is the 3 modes. It is said in the Bhagavatam that Mahavishnu, Karanodakashaya Vishnu, by his glance, put in Brahman the 3 modes unmanifested. And these 3 modes are in perfect balance. But when the living entities are injected with their desires, start to agitate and break this equanimity of the three modes, agitated and under the influence of time, that by that agitation, a first element comes, false ego. That's the first element that is created. But then, of course, from this false ego, all these elements are formed, which forms the first universal shells. It's interesting. These shells form the universe like an egg formed by these shells. I saw a very recent scientific program, so-called scientific program, about the universe. They have this Hubble telescope, and they can see galaxies billions and billions of light years away. But they came out with the point that there is a limit to the light. There's a point that the light does not go further. They cannot perceive any light after a certain point. That I think is 350 billion light years or something. And they made a map of what they can see in the universe, but they cannot see anything beyond. Beyond there is darkness. They cannot see anything before. And they mapped it, and when you look at the map, it has the form of an egg. Interesting. I found it very interesting. That is what the Bhagavatam says. That after at a certain point, there are no planets anymore. There is this shell. That, of course, it's trillions and trillions of years. Yeah, there's billions of light years. That's a light year is the speed of the light, or the light that travels during 1 year to get around the sun. That for 1 year the light travels, and that's a light year. That the closest the closest planet that maybe is inhabitable is Alpha Centauri. That and according to science, it's 1.2 light years away. That with the present capacity of, which is more or less 40,000 kilometers per second, it's very quick. It takes 77 years to get there. So it's just not possible to travel unless you go much quicker than the light speed. But the spirit soul, we learn from the Bhagavatam, we have the mind speed. And you have the speed, which is much bigger, much greater than light speed. Anyway, this is what the Bhagavatam says. You want to go to other planets? Yes, transmigration of the soul. That's the only way. And yogis knows how to travel to other planets. Therefore, Prabhupada wrote in this booklet, Journey to Other Planets, how to go to other planets. That's the real technique, how to go there. That it cannot be done by material means. But we have this Karanodakashayi Vishnu, yes. And vice glands and time and the living entities. Then false ego is created. And then the ingredients are created. And Brahma will use these materials, but he cannot create these materials. He has first to, he is the constructor, but is not creating the materials. That he cannot do. So therefore, is secondary creator. In the Prabhupada, it says Janmadhyasya, the source of all souls is Krishna, and Karnodakashayi Vishnu is an expansion of Krishna. And his first incarnation is Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. But Garbhodakashayi Vishnu comes into place when all the universal cells are formed. But they are formed by the interaction of false ego with these three modes. False ego with three modes. False ego which we think as the body. We are the body. We are the mind. And then we are identifying with material nature. And material nature comes in action. This parinama, this transformation is there. So the Mayavadis, they think that God existed somewhere in the past, possible, but by parinama, he has become spread all over the universe. He's not there anymore. There's only Brahman. Not this. But how it starts, they cannot explain, the Mayavadis. But the Vaishnavas can explain that. So if the mode, the false ego combines with the mode of goodness and creates mind, and the demigods ruling the mind. There's a first set of demigods which they will recite these demigods in the shells of the universe, this first set of demigods. And then false ego combines with passion and creates intelligence. One may say that's strange. Krishna says intelligence is higher than the mind. So why is intelligence not created by goodness? No, this is material intelligence. Material intelligence means plan making for enjoyment. You need passion, therefore it's created by the mode of passion. Although it's a finer energy than the mind. It's interesting. And then we have the mode of false ego with the mode of ignorance. And it creates first sky, the most subtle gross element, sky. And sound, because sound is going to, and with sound we create the ear, and the demigods appear, responsible for that. Every time demigods are created. But the sky is further interaction with the mode of false ego. And sky transforms into air. Touch and skin is created, the demigods, and then air reacts further, transforms further, and transforms into fire, form. The eyes are created. And then fire transforms further and becomes water. Water, the tongue, taste is created. And then it goes further, the transformation. The next part of the transformation is earth, smell, nose, and the chemicals are created. And these materials form the shells of the universe that one by one, that you have all these layers. The layer at the inside is earth, water, fire, and so on. That we see that also sometimes they look at planets and they see the planets at the outside Earth, many times under the surface water, that and in the center fire. So the elements are also in the planets. That's interesting. That so it's important because I think in the fourth canto also creation is created, but well, in the fourth canto you have the annihilation that creates, that is described, annihilation of the universe. And it's also important to understand for us, because annihilation is the reverse creation. It helps us to understand how to get out. So this it's not only, because that's also mentioned here in the purport also. You have, these are Krishna's energies, his material energies. We know Bhumira Punalavar Kama and Buddhisha Hankarityame Bina Prakatiyashtata. These are the 9 separate material elements which are coming from by interaction of the modes. But they are Krishna's energy. The energetic is in the energy. The cause must be visible in the effect. And there we have a problem. By material vision, we don't see the cause in the effect. We don't see Krishna in the effect. Also Krishna, but the devotee who follows the instructions of the spiritual master, he starts to see the cause in the effect. He starts to see Krishna everywhere. Vidya Vinaya Sampane Bhavna Kavasni Sunshev Sapakacha Panida Samadaksha. He sees in the matter the spirit soul and the super soul in one's heart, everywhere. So that's becoming Krishna conscious. That if we don't see that correction, that connection, Reteritam Namatyata Napratyata Satmani, this is the second verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam Sattva Shloki. If you don't see that connection, then you are in illusion. So by study of this and understanding this creation, we get jnana sakshu. We can see through the scriptures and come out of illusion. That so it's all transformed. It's a process of transformation. Practically, the process of transformation is put into motion by the desires of the living entities. But Krishna puts the glands and puts the living entities, and then it goes its own way according to the principles of material nature. Material nature is changing. So that this is important to understand this creation. And Brahma will explain it, Maitreya Muni will explain it, and then after that, Lord Kapila will explain it. And then the fourth Canto Maitreya Muni explains reverse creation annihilation. So it is a lot of attention here to understand how Krishna is Janmadhyasya Yatha. How is the cause of all these things? Material nature does not work on its own. That it works by the glance of the Lord, by the will of the Lord. That therefore it's the purpose says by the omnipotency of the Supreme Lord, the whole creation evolves by the process of transformation and reactions one after another. And the same omnipotence, they are wound up again, one after another, and conserved in the body of the Supreme. So that's going on. Creation, annihilation, creation, annihilation. It's in a very, very long time. These are times with a duration of times which we cannot even imagine. That because the creation takes time to come about. So yes, Kala or time is synonymous with nature. That's interesting. So time is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is in control of material nature through his potency, Durga, Parvati. It's transformed. It's a transformed manifestation of the principle of material creation. So that transformation is there. But the transformation does not mean that Krishna loses his potency. Krishna is in Goloka Vrindavan, and his expansions, Karanodakasha Vishnu, glance at material nature, and the beginning of the principle Matattva, and everything goes this way. But Krishna doesn't change. Like Prabhupada gives the example of the sun. The sun gives sunshine, but does the potency of the sun diminish? We don't see it diminishing. Because it's Krishna's potency. It's not that because there is sunshine, the sun disappears. It's still there. So Kala may be taken as the first cause of the creation. That's the glance of Mahavishnu, Lord Shiva. Yeah. Is the transformed manifestation of the principle of material creation. So time transforms things. It's the cause of transformation. Through time, this body changes, all temporary. So these activities may be taken up as the natural instinct of each and every living entity, or even the inert objects. After the manifestation of activities, there are varieties of products and byproducts of the same nature. So this mixing of these three modes are without limit practically. We have all different bodies, all different mixtures of the modes of nature, so many varieties. But important is we should get out with our consciousness of the influence of these material modes. That's the main issue. That we get out of it. So this is important to get out of the influence of material nature, that our consciousness is polluted by these material modes of nature. And Bhagavad Gita says, in these modes of nature, they are everywhere, and they are competing with each other. Of course, a devotee cultivates the mode of goodness by living very clean, peaceful, detached, the mode of goodness, acting out of duty, a sane life. And from there, we can fix our mind on Krishna and get out of the influence. Every moment you are Krishna conscious, you are out of the influence. Every moment you forget Krishna, you are under these modes, control of these modes. But even within these modes, you can see Krishna and be Krishna conscious and be out of its influence. Because just by understanding, and that's mentioned here, these are all due to the Supreme Lord. We see the Lord active. And that's the purpose of the Vedanta Sutra. Not just to show that Janmadhyasya Yataha, Krishna is the cause of everything, but to get a deeper understanding and that begins with Atata Brahmasishnas. Now you have the human form of life. Now you can understand that you are not this body, that you are Brahman, you are spirit, and you should disentangle your consciousness from these material modes of nature. Good. Thank you. Any comment or question? Yes, Mother Vinuya.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for today's class and also listening. Also, thank you for so excellent explaining all these very, very important topics. I have two questions, if you allow. If the soul is not embodied, also in the Bhagavad Gita it says that consciousness is a symptom of the soul. And when the soul is not embodied, also only in its spiritual body, what is consciousness? Is consciousness like a part of the spiritual body, or is all pervading the spiritual body? What is consciousness when the soul is not embodied?
If the soul is not embodied in its original situation in the spiritual world, it is in its spiritual body. Spiritual and spiritual body is the same. And we are now in that situation. We are like unembodied, but we are covered by two bodies. We have to remove the coverings, that's all. But consciousness comes from the soul. If we identify with the body, then yes, we are identifying with the body, misidentifying. And that's under influence of the modes of nature. We have just to remove that influence. We have come out of the darkness into the light. In the light, you can see everything as it is. And this light is the transcendental knowledge of the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. And we come out of it. But consciousness is there. Consciousness comes from the soul now, the same consciousness. But it's polluted, that's all.
It's the same consciousness.
Yeah, we have to remove,
polluted. Okay.
We have to remove the pollution, and we do that by the process of Vaidhi, Sarna, Bhakti. We remove it. You had the second question?
And Maharaj, you said at the beginning, at first, thank you very much. You said at the beginning, at first, before the living beings are injected, is this total equilibrium of the three modes. Ne? And when the living entities are injected through their desires, they become activated. This is maybe more a speculative question, but if the living entities would have no desires, there could be total equilibrium?
Yes, sure. then
then this world would be totally in balance.
Yeah, then it does not agitate the three modes of nature. It's agitation that breaks the balance. That the three modes in balance are in balance in the unmanifested state. That Thus unmanifested state of the three modes is Matattva, is the basic principle.
Yeah, thank you very much, Maharaj.
Okay. Okay. Radharaman Prabhu, you have a question?
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much for your explanation. I have also a similar question like that Mataji also kind of based on the three mode of nature. So since we are living entity in the material world and three modes that Adidva, we are not, we are with that because material world. So Adidvaivik, Adhyatmik, Adhibhautik. So these three modes, we cannot get out from there and we have to deal with in that. So what could be the way, I mean, the way means the thought process, but we have keep ourselves in that steadiness with these three mode of natures.
Okay, that's a nice question. That of course we are hearing this creation and so on, and how we are entangled in these three modes. That if we understand how we become entangled, then the first thing to do is not increase our entanglement. Stop that. If you understand the cause, we have to work on the cause of our entanglement, desire to enjoy. Like we perform devotional service, but you have pure devotional service and you have devotional service in the modes of nature. That many times devotional, in the beginning at least, we are performing devotional service mixed with the modes. It's not pure because we want to become free from distress. That's mentioned, this mixed devotional service is mentioned by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvida bhajanti mam yechana sukritaryana arthashignasha arthatihyana sam bharatarshava. There are four kinds of people who approach me with material desires: those who are in distress, those who aren't well, those who are curious, and those who want to know the absolute truth. So these are all material desires. Some are more gross, some subtle. No, instead of doing that, we should not pray to Krishna, please bring me out of misery or this or that. This is materially motivated. Pure devotion service means, Krishna, do with me what you want. If you want me to suffer, let me suffer. Otherwise, your devotional service is mixed with more material motivation. It's impassion and ignorance. You can even do devotional service in ignorance. But pure devotional service is different. What's the mentality to come in pure devotional service? Trinata Pishnichne, Tora Visha, Saisnene, Amana Manadena, Kirtania Sadari, Nadanam Nachanam Nasundarim Kavdavashi Isekami, Mama Chamami Chamamishfrei Bhavta Bhaktira Hait Kitvahi. That yes, be humble, be tolerant. If you are suffering, be tolerant. It's good news to suffer. You are paying for your karma. It's paying that you are not making new karma. That's good. That you are tolerant. that you give all honor to others. It's useless honor, because we are not a doer in this world. That when do not want wealth. Krishna, whatever Krishna gives you, all right, accept it. That do not want followers or fame. Do not want liberation. Just say to Krishna, I just want to engage in your pure devotional service out of love, and you do with me what you want. I'm completely surrendered. That's complete surrender. So unless we come to that complete surrender, then we remain in these modes. Krishna reciprocates according to our surrender. So real surrender means I just want to please Krishna without doing anything else. And these are pure devotees. They are always engaged in Krishna's service. No time for other things. Anyway, I hope that helps Radharaman Prabhu to understand this.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
So Maharaj, if you have time, the follow-up question on that, can I ask?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Maharaj, then is it inappropriate to desire, like if somebody can desire that, okay, I wanted to, next 10 years of my life, I want to dedicate in the service or Krishna service or, the Guru's service. Would that be also inappropriate in that? Because we are desiring something.
A desire, spiritual desire to please Krishna is all right, as long as it is pure. That if you think, you pray to Krishna, let me serve you in that way for the next 10 years. I want to engage me as according to my nature. But many times we have also some hidden motives, because it's a comfortable situation or this or that, and it's not pure. So we have, if the desire is pure, right. But many times the risk is that we have impurities in our desire because we have hidden motives, even that we are not conscious of. So the best way to avoid this, you consult with the spiritual master, and the spiritual master gives you the instruction, you do this. You follow the instruction of the spiritual master. Like I've experienced myself, I said that many times, I'm engaged in the sannyas ministry. I had no desire to do that. But he ordered me. That was the point. That was my motivation, to please him. Until today, that's my only motivation. Yes. Someone asked a question, should we not pray to be free from miseries? That you can pray for it, but it's not pure devotional service unless you pray to Krishna, please, I only want to engage in your devotional service. But freedom from miseries you cannot get in this material world. It's not possible. This is Dukkalayama Shasvata. It's a place of misery. How can you be free from miseries in the material world? So Krishna says, or the Bhagavatam says, Tashevarita Prayateta Kovduna Lapyate Tamya Parata, the Lapyate Kavam Ayatuskam, Kalnina Saveda Gabia Ramasa. One should seek for that happiness which is not found in this world, from the highest to the lowest planet. And happiness in this world, one should not strive for it. No need to pray for it. It comes on its own accord, like distress comes on its own accord. So distress comes on its own accord. You cannot avoid it. That it's an illusion. If you pray to Krishna, make me free from miseries, but it's something impossible. You cannot be free from miseries in the material world. It's not possible. This is not a place of happiness. We should pray to Krishna, make me Krishna conscious. Then I come above this happiness and this stress. That if we become self-realized, you don't identify with the body, but with the spirit soul, which becomes, the spiritual body becomes active again. That is what we should pray for, to become Krishna conscious. That Queen Kunti prayed for miseries, because when she had miseries, she was thinking of Krishna, and that's more important. Then there are no miseries anymore. We should go for the final solution. That Mother Venuya?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Maharaj, only short regarding the Prabhu's question who asked after me. You said, as you were talking about the mentality to come into pure devotional service, also Trinadapi Sunichina. Should that be maybe our meditation during Manga Arati? We are chanting Shastakam prayers that Lord Chaitanya gives us like the recipe with my simple words, how to get out of this course of from this course of entanglement, also with this, this is as the instructions of these Shikshastakam prayers.
We are meditating on Shikshastakam, but especially we have to see Shikshastakam according to our stage of advancement. We are all practically in Anartha Nivritti. Anartha Nivritti is verse 3 and 4. That's our business now. If we are not suffering anymore, then we come to 5, 6, 7, 8, which is after liberation. That but it's a process. We pray to Lord Chaitanya, let me advance in that process. But we should understand we are all practically in 3, 4, because when you are in 5, that's after liberation. You are engaged in pure devotional service. You are not suffering anymore. You are out of suffering, even within the body, because you start to identify with your spiritual identity.
Thank you very much. It was very valuable. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next week, next week, Wednesday, I'm traveling to Slovenia. I'm 1 week with Prahlad Maharaj next week. So next week we won't have class. We'll have to because it's not possible. It's just at the time that I'm interacting with Maharaj and I'm going on Harinam every day. But the week after, from I think, I have to see, I will let you know for the week after, the second week, I will give you 2 days for classes. Is that okay?
Okay.
I have to consult my agenda because it's complicated. I don't know it all by heart, too many things. But I will let you know after this call which days.
Yes, Maharaj. No, we really appreciate still after your busy schedule, you take time out for us. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
I'm trying my best. Wishing you all the best. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj.
His Holiness Bhakti Prabhu Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.